大殿！
啊，才刚第2章啊！我的妈，太长了这个，感觉过了1个世纪啊。
Well, that was a most eventful night.
Quite so, old boy.
Hopefully our call got through to the police on the mainland, though I don't hold out much hope in that regard.
Our first priority should be the autopsy. I'll need to go and have a look at the body.
Good lord, what was that? It sounded like it came from the drawing room. We must investigate.
Somebody please come quickly!
It's Miss Gilfrey again. Hurry, Frumple.
Oh, Lord Winklebottom, Dr. Frumple, thank goodness you're here. I just came back this morning and I discovered this horrific mess.
What a disgusting sight. What on earth is it?
I do believe it's Mr. Pumphrey, the gardener.
Whatever could have happened to him?
Poor chap looks to have been doused in salt water. Deadly to certain invertebrates, you know.
Salt water? Why would salt water be running through the pipes in here?
I need some fresh air. You'll find me outside if you need me. Oh, look at this!
Ah, Miss Price! You gave me quite the start. I didn't notice you coming in.
Story of my life. This is fascinating, though. I'd heard this could happen to slugs, but I've never witnessed it before. Oh, I would like to study it.
Bit grim.
Tell us a bit about your work.
It's hard to know where to begin, really. It was very varied. Archaeology, historical research, even paleontology. Gilfrey had found a lot of very interesting artifacts over the years.
And you were cataloguing them all?
I wasn't just his secretary, if that's what you were implying. I studied them, made notes, performed tests to determine age and so on. We were doing solid research.
Had you made any significant discoveries recently? Could that be what Gilfrey was planning to announce?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Certainly nothing that would be of interest to the general public.
Could we perhaps take a look at your notes to see if there's anything that stands out?
I'm afraid not. Mr. Gilfrey took them and I don't know where he put them. I'd be very grateful to have them back if you happen to find them.
Thank you, Miss Price. Poor Mr.
I say, you don't think this had anything to do with us messing around with that water system, do you?
Oh, I don't suppose so, no. On balance, I'm certain this was just a terrible but entirely unrelated accident. I don't really want to lug around in it.
他还是不拿这根管的啊。
From what I've read, this stuff might be useful.
现在我想一下去哪儿，看一眼提示，
Any ideas, old?
Should probably have a poke around.
去岛上其他地方看一下。我们先看一下放出来那个人吧，在卫生间，从管道里出来这个希尔弗雷。
Poor Gilfrey. How sad he should end up like this. I suppose we should search the body for clues.
Looks like there's something in his pocket. We should probably take a look. I'll need to perform an autopsy as soon as possible, too.
Let's try to do this as quickly as we can. I don't like to think of him just lying here in the bathtub like this.
You know, this sort of reminds me of that case we had in Yorkshire a few years back. Remember that? Hogfellow was murdered by being pushed down a hill in a bathtub. Last of the summer swine, the press called it.
Shall we get on, Frumple? Right then, I suppose you'll need to perform this autopsy.
Trouble is, I don't have all my equipment. Wasn't expecting to need it. At the very least, I'll need a knife, some needle and thread, and some kind of apron to protect myself. Have to ask around, I suppose.
刀我有了，针线应该找那个偷水晶球那个人。 围裙从哪儿找？
No, I don't think this is... no.
这个刀也不行。
I'm really... Greetings, madam.
I say, what? I say, speak.
I said...
No, it's no good.
Daft old bird, she needs her ears syringing if you ask me.
Dame Celia, we should like to borrow your sewing kit.
Don't mumble so.
Farewell, Dame.
What did you say?
Dame Celia's haberdashery bag.
Go on then, pinch a needle and thread.
Dr. Reginald Frumple, I'm appalled. We must ask her.
Like you asked when you made off with that dead chap's tie, you mean?
I'm not going to open these. It'll let in a terrible draft. Large double windows.
Not exactly the...
Madam? Thank you for... Have I... Dame Celia...
Go on then.
Dr. Reginald...
Like you...
Farewell, then.
What did...
目前借不到。哎，看一眼水晶球。
I believe these are used to see into the future.
No.
Oh, then...
没用。
Well, the rain appears to have cleared up at least. This will make exploring the rest of the island rather easier.
Yes, wouldn't have wanted to go out in that storm. My tea would have been watered down something rotten.
Have you finished sorting through Guilfrey's paperwork? Did you find everything you needed?
Well, not everything. There were some papers missing. If you find any of his documents...
Thank you.
可以去远点了。哇，还挺麻烦的。
Perhaps we could discuss your family. What can you tell us about your mother?
Mother and I were great pals, Lord Winklebottom. We had such laughs, often at Father's expense. The house was so full of joy before.
I was so very sorry to hear of Ethelberta's death.
The house wasn't the same after that. I had to get away, you understand? I just couldn't bear it. But now I've returned, and Father is...
Dreadful business. Just dreadful.
Had you seen your father recently?
No, not for some time. I was so looking forward to seeing him again, introducing him to Winslet. But alas...
Thank you, miss. Farewell, Miss Gil... Tell us more about this business with your family.
Not much to tell. I wanted to get a decent job and they didn't approve. Just wanted me to swan around the estate all day. Not my style, old thing. I mean, I like to enjoy myself as much as the next chap, but one has to try to make a difference, don't you think?
Wish I didn't have to have a job. My life would be much easier without all the bloody sick people badgering me all day.
So they disowned you. Seems a trifle harsh.
Well, quite, old thing. Families, eh, Winklebottom? More belly trouble than they're worth. We'd be better off without them. Oh.
Thank you, sir. The grave of a... This appears to be the grave of... Percival Flabbernackle. 1808 to 1905. Ethelberta's grave, you can tell how much he...
Don't much fancy being buried myself, shoved into a tiny wooden...
These vines are tough, we shan't remove them by hoof or even tooth or...
Not even your gnashes would get through those, eh?
I'm not fond of them in any case, too bitter for my palate. This trusty knife will surely slice through these vexatious vines.
I say, Winklebottom, just imagine if we hadn't found that knife. Worth its weight in gold, that thing.
哎，可以啊。这是把藤条弄了有什么用？哦，得到等级。暂时还不知道干什么用的。
No. I do believe... We seem to have got turned... I do believe we're... This forest...
回去都出不去了，是吧？
Thank goodness.
出来了。
Look, Frumple, it's Mr. Walters.
Let me be. I'm not sticking around this place for a minute longer.
Can we just let him leave like this?
Who's going to stop me? You soft-bellied landlubbers?
It's okay, Frumple. Walters clearly wasn't here when Gilfrey was killed. We can let him leave.
Drunkard barely got us here in one piece, probably drowned before he reaches the mainland. Still, it's his own funeral, I suppose.
I'll have you know that I be as sober as a judge. After what I saw last night, I'm giving up drink for life.
Well, goodbye then, Mr. Walters, and good luck.
Hmm? 就这么走啦？
Good grief, Frumple. Who on earth is this poor unfortunate?
Oh, as I live and breathe, it's Lord Winklebottom. Oh, am I glad to see you, sir.
Inspector Culver, what on earth happened to you?
We got your call, Winklebottom, so I got here as quick as I could.
You don't look like you're in any state to do that right now. How on earth did you get here?
It wasn't easy, sir. Couldn't get a boat. Only a madman would try to sail through that storm.
Well, quite. Hold on a minute, you don't mean...
That's right, sir. I flew here, all the way from Special Branch. Now, if you don't mind, sirs, I'll stop.
Poor old bird has passed out. Come on, Frumple, let's get him back to the mansion to rest. Right, well, we got him settled down. We should go back and check on him later.
完事儿了吗？看一眼。哎，这还有个洞穴，这还有个木条。
Some driftwood is floating out on the sea. This...
Honestly, the one thing you should be good at is reaching things at a distance.
I'm not far off, but I need a bit more reach. Some kind of long pole would do the trick if it had something on the end to hook in the wood. No, I don't... I can't open these by hoof. I'll need... No, I don't... Some old barrels. They seem to be sealed shut, though there's what looks like gunpowder around the bottom of them. Two down.
火药。还有个潜水艇。
Good Lord, Frumple, look at this. It's Gilfrey's submarine vessel. He used this for his expeditions, made some fantastic voyages of discovery.
Too lazy to swim, I suppose.
I rather think he's built for streams and rivers rather than whole oceans, to be fair.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that's a reasonable excuse.
I should very much like to see the inside of that craft, however the water is far too deep to wade over. Crumple, perhaps you could...
No bloody chance. I'd get water in me tea.
I should very much like to...
No blood.
提醒信封拿点火药。
I'd really rather not.
不行。
I can't open these by hoof. I'll need...
哦，打不开。好吧。
Well, he seems dead to the world. How does he seem to you, Frumple?
Poor fellow is knackered. He'll be right as rain after a bit of rest, though. We should...
Any ideas, old...
Seems to me we've seen something around this place.
I say, I didn't notice these before. They must have got disturbed with all the comings and goings in here.
Let me see. Huh. They're a load of hoof-written letters. Look like pretty soppy stuff to me. My dearest A, blah blah, secret love, blah blah, BC. Who's BC?
Well, we know a B at least. These letters seem a touch one-sided, and if they are from who I suspect, then it looks like they weren't ever actually given to A.
情书。
This might be a touch awkward, but we discovered some letters under your bed.
Oh, my lord. You didn't read them, did you?
And how? So you're B then? And I take it old Aristotle Gilfrey was A.
Oh, my lord, I didn't mean anybody to see those letters. They're just a silly old goat's idle fantasy. The master was kind, but never showed me any interest.
And you wished him to?
More than anything, my lord. But it wasn't his way. He was still devoted to the mistress, and nobody would have changed that. Especially not somebody like me, I suppose.
Ah, Miss Clutterbuck, I wonder if you might be able to lend us your apron for a short time.
I think not, my lord. I'd be lost without it. Give me a minute, and I'll get you one of my spares, though. There you are, my lord. You can keep this one. Never.
Oh my. Here, Frumple, you can keep hold of this.
哎，围裙有了啊。
Thank you, Miss Clutterbuck.
哎，但是道具栏里没有。对，这个女佣暗恋她的主人。
Right then,
Trouble is I don't have all my equipment. Wasn't expecting to need it. At the very least, I'll need a knife.
还差针线，针线只能找那个偷东西的人，但是还得找一个东西把那个留声机的那个喇叭给它拆下来。
You know, I feel like this axe might come in useful again.
Wait. Just let me move out of the way first. I don't want to be anywhere near this lash up after the last time you touched it.
See? Perfectly safe. I don't really think this diving suit would fit me. Any ideas, old?
Seems to me we've seen something around this place which could...
这就是助听器。
Thank you, Mr. This might do the job. Yes, I can follow driftwood in towards the shore.
哇，这声优太细节了，说话声音就是嘴里叼着东西了。
And you almost did it without dropping that antique axe into the drink too. Almost.
I can't just lay this wood over the water, it'll need to be bound together with something first. Now I can bind this driftwood together with the vines. Yes, that makes a most satisfactory plank. This driftwood plank will make an ideal makeshift bridge over to the ship.
Oh yes, this will definitely hold the combined weight of a giraffe and a hippo. Absolutely no danger here.
Have a little faith, my friend.
很危险啊！哦，撬棍。
I suppose they kept this round in case it was needed to unstick a valve or something.
Could have done with that earlier.
Well, we have it now, that's the main thing. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to hold my breath for long periods of time. If I'm going out there, I'll need a way to breathe.
I say, I wonder where this goes.
I suspect it leads down to the engine. Probably just machinery and such like down there.
Oh no, quite so. Unconscionable. Unthinkable.
Probably for the best, truth be told. Our record when it comes to operating machinery we don't fully understand is not entirely spotless. Notes about the times the vessel has been taken out. Nothing particularly recent as far as I can tell. Times, dates, coordinates, that sort of thing.
All a load of bloody gibberish to me. Oh, I say, the last page has a note written on it.
My dearest Ethelberta, a reminder that should you need to open the safe in my absence, you have only to play our tune.
Fellow has a safe then. Best look into that. Always some good clues in safes. Quite a lot of good that note does us though. How do we know what their tune was? Fella could have been a bit more explicit.
I rather suspect that was the point. Anyway, we don't know, but somebody else might. We'll need to find out where this safe is too. Maybe one of the staff would be able to help there. Look, Frumple, there's a book of music on the organ. Perhaps you could play one of these.
No, I don't think so. Don't really care for any of them.
You've not even looked.
Well, even so. Maybe if you have a particular request, I could treat you to a performance.
How marvellous. A pipe organ inside.
Well, I'm sure I could play it, but I'm not really in the mood at the moment.
Notes about the times. My dearest
fellow as a...
I rather...
没东西了，这个应该撬一下。
Let's give this a go.
Wait, this might be dangerous. Let me stand back first, then...
Thank you for your concern, my friend.
Well, look at that, it's full of gunpowder.
You know, I'm not actually that inclined to just shovel a hooful of gunpowder directly into my pocket. I'm going to take a small quantity of gunpowder in this envelope.
Blimey, I'm going to keep my distance for a bit. Don't want to get myself all blown up if you drop the stuff.
有了。
Well, goodbye.
God be with you.
Seems that I might have a use for... Thank you, Miss.
你管这有什么用
Any ideas or
Seems to me we've seen something.
I don't really think this diving suit. A diving suit used by Gilfrey to remain out of his tube system for long periods. Maybe this will help get a better view under that lake.
You can't just stick it on your head though, you know? You'll need to make a seal somehow.
Yes, and figure out a way to breathe.
Is it even going to fit over that whacking great conch of yours?
A diving suit. I don't really think. I wonder if I can find any information about that plant.
What does it say?
Apparently, that's.
Maybe we could use it.
I don't have anything I can use to stick. I don't have anything I can use to stick the. From what I.
Oh, why do people?
I rather imagine.
Well,
Dame Sealy's haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing, wool, thread.
go on then.
Dr. Reginald Frumple, I'm.
Like you asked when you made.
A long, round glass vase.
Don't go sticking your head in there again. Wouldn't want to get stuck.
Maybe I'll take this vase.
Why? Want to stick your head in it again to get the last bit of stalk?
I don't have anything I can use. Madam? Thank you for your time, madam. It's open now, so I should be. We should check his pockets. Frumple, will you do the honours?
Only thing he has on him is a key by the looks of it. Nothing else here.
哎，有钥匙哦。好的。
Well, we have a key and we have a locked door. It would be most remiss of us not to at least attempt to use one with the other.
Well, go on then. Stop wittering on and just try it.
Oh, very well. Look, Frumple, somebody seems to have dropped a book.
Anything good? I like that one where animals from space came down in weird two-legged walking machines, then caught rabies and died. Very exciting.
No, actually, it appears to be a prayer book. We should return it to its rightful owner.
祈祷书。
No luck, I'm afraid. The door appears to be jammed shut.
I swear I can hear movement inside, though. I say, you in there. I insist you open this door at once. Well, I'm out of ideas. We need to force it open somehow.
A little elbow grease is all that's needed for this, I think.
Giraffes don't have elbows, do they?
Well, either way, this seems to be doing the job. Hello? Is anybody in here?
I'm sure I heard movement. I say, come out and show yourself, you bounder.
I can't see. No. Wait, over there. There's somebody heading towards us.
哎呦，这是谁呀？
Very. Greetings. I am Lord Winklebottom, and this is my associate, Dr. Frumple. You, I take it, are Ambrose, the butler.
哦，管家。
Oh, thank heavens you found me, my lord. I've been trapped up here all night.
What the blazes happened to you, old thing?
Some ne'er-do-well shut me in after I disturbed them snooping around up here.
这有错别字，把我缩在这地方，这应该是把我锁在这地方。
Tell us, who was it?
I do apologize, my lord, but I'm not feeling too well after my ordeal. Would you be so kind as to let me rest a while before I talk about it?
Oh, not at all, old chap. We shall come and see you in the servants' quarters presently.
Very good, my lord. Thank you.
That's disappointing. I was hoping we'd find a criminal up here or something.
Maybe we have.
What, the butler did it? Rather unlikely, what?
Just once I'd like it to be the case, though. There's some kind of contraption under this sheet. Now, what's under... My word, what on earth is it? And what has you so uncharacteristically blithesome, my friend?
Don't you know what this is? It's one of those machines for showing, well, you know.
I honestly have no idea.
It shows pictures, photographs, you know, of animals. Animals who aren't wearing any...
Any what?
Well, anything. At all. They're completely undressed. Or so I'm told. I never thought I'd actually see one of these in person.
How absolutely ghastly.
什么意思啊？
Some tape used for sealing up boxes and such like. This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools and so on. Let me just check through the tools. Yes, there's a small
螺丝刀找到
screwdriver
了。
here. I'll take... This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools and so on. I can't take all of it. This screwdriver fits perfectly. Ah, yes, here we are.
Looks like you've come up trumps, eh?
这个好费劲才得到，得输给他是。
I wonder, is this prayer book yours, perhaps?
Oh, goodness, yes. I've been looking for that all morning. Wherever did you find it?
Rather curiously, we found it behind a locked door leading up to the attic.
Oh my, well, that is most strange. I really can't account for that at all. Most strange indeed.
Nonetheless, I'm glad I was able to return it to you.
其实每个人都有点小嫌疑啊。
Well, goodbye for...
God be...
我还是先拿针线去吧。
Perhaps this trumpet would help with your hearing.
How dare you call me a strumpet? I've never been so offended in all my days.
你那是耳朵吗？
No, madam, I said trumpet.
Now you're just mumbling, you young reprobate. Look, why don't you give me that trumpet you're holding so I can hear you better?
I wonder if you might borrow your sewing kit.
Well, I suppose so. Just as long as you return it.
Don't think the old bird will want it back after I've been using it to serve the body.
Farewell, Dame C.
齐活。不是这边。
He doesn't have anything else on him. Right then, I suppose you'll need to...
Let me take the needle and thread and I'll get on with it. Right, I'll just get ready. I'm not really sure about this apron. Oh well, here we go then.
Is that it?
Yes, all done. He was murdered, all right. Saltwater poisoning. Somebody must have tainted the water in his pipe network.
And salt water would kill him?
Yes, he's a freshwater animal. Couldn't survive in salt.
Can you estimate the time of death?
Poor chap probably only died shortly before the maid found him, but the salt could have been put into the system hours earlier. There's no way to know when the killer struck.
So we know how he was killed, but not when. That makes it hard to nail down a suspect. If it could have been done at any time, anybody could have done it. Blast!
Time for a bit of detective work then. Talk to suspects, fill up the old notebook, what?
Indeed, there's a villain on this island, and it's up to us to bring him, or her, to justice. Come, Frumple, the game is a hoof.
开始对话去了。
Turning to the incident then. Are you aware of anybody who might have had a grudge against Gilfrey?
Well, my lord, Pumphrey seemed most vexed of late. Said he overheard the master discussing getting rid of somebody on the telephone. He thought it was him because of an incident in the vegetable garden. But I'm sure it wasn't. I can't think what he overheard.
Please tell us in detail what you know about the incident.
Well, my lord, as you know, I discovered the master dead a short while before you arrived. The other guests were here, and I've been helping them to their rooms.
And you didn't see anything strange before that?
Well, at the time, I thought it odd that Ambrose wasn't helping with the guests. I never dreamed he'd been locked up there in the attic all that time.
Miss Clutterbuck, it strikes me you might have had a somewhat uneasy relationship with the victim.
Oh no, sir. The master was very kind to me.
Not as kind as you'd have liked there.
I suppose I can't blame him. A person in his position couldn't be seen with somebody like me. It just wouldn't be proper.
Well, quite so.
I fancy I might have resented him for it a bit. Oh, my lord. If only things had been different.
Did you ever discuss this with him? Perhaps he might have felt the same way you did.
Oh, my lord. I just couldn't. The shame of it.
应该不是他，
I wonder if you could tell us where Gilfrey's safe is located.
这边只是单摇丝而已。
Safe? Oh, no, my lord. The master doesn't have a safe.
But he must.
Begging your pardon, sir, but I'm afraid not. If he did, then he kept it a secret from me.
Well, this is most disappointing, I must say. Thank you, Miss. Now, about the incident. What can you tell us about Gilfrey?
I don't know him at all. No idea why he invited me.
Why?
A lady has secrets, darling. Things she might want to keep away from her adoring public. I was worried Gilfrey might have discovered something about me and was planning on sharing it with the world.
Do you know anything about what happened?
Not a thing, darling. I hid away in here when I arrived. It gets so tiresome being in public, you know. So many questions, demands for autographs and all that.
Well, since you mention it, I have a piece of paper here. Maybe you could...
Rumpole, this is not the time. Farewell, Dame. Madam? About the incident. How well did you know Gilfrey?
Aristotle, not well. I knew dear Ethelberta for many years, almost since I was a Crier. I remember she was so excited when Aristotle proposed to her. He always seemed such a kind soul.
Then you don't know why anyone would have done him in?
Gracious, no. Please find out what caused this terrible tragedy, Lord Winklebottom. I fear his soul will not rest until you do.
What do you know about the incident?
I have tried to speak to the spirits, but there is a veil over these events. All is cloudy to me.
A load of rot.
Crumple, do be polite.
Oh, maybe you're right, Doctor. Recently, I find myself wondering if my powers are real after all. Perhaps it's all in my head.
You're doubting your abilities.
I might not be the only one. Think about it. An animal of science brought me here. Maybe he didn't believe either. Maybe he planned to put me to the test. If he did, I don't know that I would have passed.
Thank you for your time, madam. Well, he seems dead to the world.
Poor fellow is knackered.
Tell me about how you got trapped in the attic.
Well, sure, it was like this. I was in the attic sorting through a few of the master's belongings. It's awful messy up there, so I've taken it upon myself to do a spot of spring cleaning.
Go on.
Well, sure, while I was tidying, somebody else came in and started rooting through the boxes. It's dark up there, so they didn't notice me at first.
Who was it?
Well, alas, that I can't tell you, sir. Much as they didn't see me, I couldn't see very much of them.
Most unfortunate.
Anyway, I must have made a sound because I startled them. I tried to give chase, but they ran out the door, slamming it shut. Must have done some damage because it got jammed.
The rotter locked the door at the bottom of the stairs too.
I suppose they must have thought old Ambrose here saw them and wanted to keep him out of the way, at least for a short while. But what were they looking for, I wonder? Ambrose, I regret to inform you that your master is deceased.
I know, sir. Miss Clutterbuck was kind enough to break the news to me.
Do you have any idea who the rotter might be?
Alas, no, sir. My master was a kind soul. It's hard to imagine anybody wishing him harm.
We have reason to believe there may be a safe in the house somewhere.
No, my lord. Leastways, not as far as I'm aware. The master kept his paperwork in his study, but there's no safe in there.
Well, this is frustrating. I mean, just what is the point of a combination if we don't have the safe to go along with it?
Thank you, Ambrose. Reverend, could we talk about the incident? What can you tell us about the incident last night?
Alas, not a jot. I arrived here and went to my room for some peace and quiet before the big event. By the time I came down, poor Gilfrey had already passed.
You saw nothing unusual.
I wish I could help you, but no, I'm afraid I did not.
Well, goodbye for now.
God be with you.
If we could talk about the incident for a moment. What can you tell us about Gilfrey's death?
Nothing, I'm afraid. I wasn't in the mansion at the time. I live elsewhere on the island. I prefer the solitude. It allows me to focus on my work.
How was your relationship with Gilfrey?
I was very grateful to him for offering me work. Many people aren't quite so open-minded, you know.
You don't know of anybody who would wish him harm.
Not at all. He wasn't exactly outgoing, at least in the time I knew him.
But you got along with him well.
As well as could be expected. Like most people, he underestimated me. I'm capable of far more than the work he allowed me to do, Mr. Winklebottom. But I'm used to being underappreciated.
Because you're, you know...
Indeed. Not the sort of work a woman is supposed to do, don't you know? I have to work twice as hard as the others for a quarter of the recognition.
Most frustrating, I'm sure.
And on top of that, I can't even get a lab coat my size with pockets in it. It's just infuriating.
Thank you, Miss Brown.
他好像很不乐意啊，工作不受重视，有可能构成犯罪动机。其实这么看的话，每个人都有一点动机。
Perhaps we should discuss the incident. Do you have any idea who would want to kill poor Gilfrey?
Not a clue, old thing. Not a clue.
He had no legal problems, nothing that could suggest a motive?
Nothing that I knew about, and I would have known.
How about the old will? There's always a big kerfuffle about the will in cases like this, at least in my experience.
Nothing out of the ordinary. With his wife dead, just about everything goes to Constance.
Just about everything?
Oh, there was an amount set aside for the staff, to ensure they were well looked after. Not enough to kill for, though.
And what can you tell us about what happened to Gilfrey?
Hard to say, old thing. I mean, there was no shortage of folks coming and going, so it really could have been anybody. Quite the collection of characters, I think you'll agree.
You don't know anybody else here?
Not one of them. I've known Gilfrey for years, but not socially. I just dealt with his legal matters.
Thank you, Mr. Spode.
不太可能存在作案嫌疑。还差2个。
Perhaps we could discuss your family. Do you happen to know if there's a particular tune or song your parents used to enjoy together?
Why, yes, there is, as a matter of fact. A song called Waddling in the Moonlight. Mother used to play it on the organ.
月下漫游
I。haven't thought about that for years.
Thank you, miss. We have reason to believe your father might have owned a safe.
Oh, that's right, he did.
哦，他知道。
I say, we've been over every blasted inch of that house and I've not seen one anywhere.
You wouldn't, Dr. Frumpel. Father hid it. It's behind a painting in the drawing room. You won't get into it, though. Even I don't know how it opens. Father wouldn't go near it when others were in the room.
So how do you know about it?
One time, when I was just a duckling, I snuck into the room while he had the safe open. He didn't see me, thank goodness. I don't think even the staff know it's there.
Thank you, Miss Gilfrey. Most interesting. Farewell, Miss Gilfrey. If we could discuss the incident last night. Do you know anything about the circumstances of Gilfrey's death?
Not a jot, old thing. I mean, any one of us could have done it, couldn't we? People coming and going for this big event. I say, it could even have been you. Or...
How dare you, sir? I'm a doctor. I would never.
Steady on, old thing. He was just making a point. How well did you know Admiral Gilfrey?
Never met the fellow. I mean, Connie has talked about him, of course, but we never actually met.
So you don't know who might have wanted to kill him?
Not a clue, old thing. Isn't it usually a family thing? Inheritance and all that?
Alas, his only family is poor Miss Gilfrey. And you, once you're married, of course.
Right, yes, I suppose so. If he'd allowed the marriage, of course. I don't think the old boy approved of me, truth be told. Like my own family, I suppose.
I'm not suggesting anything at the moment, sir. Mr. Spode mentioned Constance's inheritance. It will be rather substantial, I believe.
Oh, rather. I mean, jolly rotten luck and all, but she'll be a rich woman now.
And you a rich man if you're to marry her.
I say, well, that's a fine thing, isn't it? Dashed rude of you, old thing. What exactly are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything, just pointing out the facts.
Well, you can get that idea out of your head right away. The nerve of you. I mean, really, it's just too much.
Thank you, sir.
这是他女儿。好像都说完了啊。
Any ideas, old thing?
There are still a few gaps in the old notebook. Maybe we need to talk to people some more, figure out possible motives.
还有，我觉得那部歌曲挺
Thank you,
重要
Mr.
的，我去看看，看看他能不能弹。什么漫步月球是吗？
Well then, Frumple, we know the tune you need to play.
Oh, very well, if you insist. Let's see now.
啊，果然。哒哒噜噜。哎，
Good grief,
掉下来
that
个
piece
东
of
西啊
paper shot out of the pipe when you played that last note.
Thought it sounded a bit off.
Let's take a look at this. It says, where we met, where we got engaged, where we married, where Constance was born. I'm not sure this is a great deal of help, but it must connect to this safe somehow. Where we met, where we got
相遇、
engaged,
订
where we
婚、结
married,
婚
where Constance was
和
born.
康斯坦茨出生的地方。
Any ideas, old?
There are still a few gaps in the...
Well, goodbye for now.
God be with you.
We may be able to make use.
Careful, old thing, you're getting nearly as bad as that pilfering pelican.
结婚的地方。
Ah, look at him here. The...
记得还有个蛋的照片，对，这就是他女儿照片吧？
Maybe this might help with finding the information we need. A machine that... No, I don't think... no, sorry. Doesn't seem to do...
I'm sure we can find a coin or two around the place somewhere.
哦，先投币，硬币在这个桌子上，工作室的桌上，书房。哎，
Nothing under the case. Looks like they've been taken.
Damn cheek of somebody getting hold of them before you did.
没了。
Looks like our dear friend Inspector Culver has solved another case. It seems this was an international case. He was aided by a foreign chap named Inspector Waffles.
I'd rather go for a waffle right now.
Is there any time you couldn't? Thank you, Miss.
I 又是你偷的。
I have reason to believe you might have accidentally placed a quantity of coins into your bill.
Oh, my word! However did these get here? Well, perhaps you should take them, darling, and let us not make any further mention of it.
Ugh, they're all wet. Here, Frumple, you're more used to bodily fluids than I. You keep these, and I'll just take the one we need.
Oh, charming.
It seems to me, Dame, that you're making something of a habit of purloining items that don't belong to you.
And you're a damn thief.
Oh, darling, it's true, it's true. I just can't help myself. So many pretty, shiny things. They'd be happier with me, don't you think? I'm doing it for them.
你的解释太漂亮了。
I see. It's really not acceptable behaviour, though.
Everybody's allowed one dirty little habit, aren't they, darlings? It's such a little thing, really. They make such a fuss about it.
They?
The theatre owners said I'd ruined the play. It was the meerkats of Venice. Well, how was I to know they needed all 3 of those silly boxes? I left them one, but the others were so sparkly. I just had to have them, darlings. I had to.
You mean you stole props in the middle of the play? I take it they fired you.
Yes, darling. They replaced me. Replaced me! And it was all hush-hush, of course, but I didn't work in theatre again. These days I'm lucky to get booked for a cabaret night at the Darby and Joan Club.
Most distressing, I'm sure.
To think my career would meet such an ignoble end. Oh, darlings, you should have seen me in my prime. I did all the greats. Shakespeare, the primates of Penzance, waiting for Doggo. Oh, I was marvelous, darlings. Simply marvelous.
哦，当年是个很有名的演员啊。
Farewell, Dame Seed.
他是有杀人动机的。看看得到了金币。
I'll just pop this in here and...
It's working. It's working. Let me see, dash it all. I say, there's a nude fellow.
哎，这是牧师吧？
Well, I'll be jiggered.
要了命了。
I think perhaps we should endeavour to never watch that again.
Yes, quite so, old thing. Quite so.
河马话都不会说，往事不堪回首。等我们去找牧师聊一聊。
Ah, Reverend, there's something rather delicate I wish to discuss with you. Quiet, Frumple.
What is it, my son?
Well, that is to say...
You were in a dirty movie.
哦，最后还是他说出来了。
Ah, bugger. I just knew it had come out at some point.
You don't deny it.
Would that I could, but no. I feared Gilfrey had discovered my secret. I suppose that's why we're all here, so he can reveal the terrible truth to the world.
Surely not. Gilfrey wouldn't do something like that.
And why shouldn't he? Maybe he felt that it was the right thing to do, or maybe he was going to ask for money to keep my secret. In any event, perhaps I should be punished for my sordid past. I needed the money, you see. I was young and foolish.
The old church roof again. Couldn't you run a tombola or something?
I hadn't taken up the cloth then, you understand. In fact, in many regards, this is my way of atoning for that sin.
Well, don't worry, Reverend. Your secret is safe with us.
Oh, is it? That's a shame. It's a blasted funny story.
这个河马太
Well, goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with you, my son.
Any ideas, or...
There are still a few gaps in the old...
还有谁没问？哦，还有这个睡着那人没问。
Well, he seems dead to...
Poor fellow is knack.
就差他了。
Thank you, Amber.
但是他睡不醒怎么办？
Thank you, Mr. A long rubber hose.
哎，对了，这也
I
能
can
组
use this
合
packing
吧？
tape to... A bit more packing tape and...
可以了，可以去那个潜水艇了。
Well, I've modified this helmet to be suitable for a giraffe, so it's time to head out.
The hose is held in place with packing tape. That hose, not that it matters. That vase will probably drop off the front before the hose detaches.
I'm really starting to feel that you have no confidence in my abilities.
No, I'm sure everything will be fine. I'm just saying it's a good job I know the kiss of life, that's all.
Right, here we go then.
手工呼吸啊！ 哎，又有新动物了。
How do you do, good sir, and how are you this fine day?
Hello! None too clever, truth be told. Got myself stuck in this blasted wire. Oh,
I say, how absolutely ghastly for you. I say this submarine is really quite a splendid vessel, isn't it?
well, not exactly my kettle of fish, you know. But I suppose for you land dwellers it's a useful contraption.
I say, do you want me to help detangle you from that stuff? Might be a bit tricky for me down here, mind.
Oh, that would be most splendid. Thank you kindly. I'll just pop up to the surface when we're done here, then.
Goodbye for now, old thing. I'll see you back topside, as they say.
Thanks, old boy. Much appreciated, I'm sure.
我们要上去救一下他。
Let's have a look now. Oh, this will come off easily if I just cut it into a few pieces.
Careful you don't prod him too hard. I had an octopus for a patient once. Tried to give him a reflex test by hitting one of his tentacles with a hammer, and he squirted his filthy ink all over me.
I can hear you, you know.
Right, that's done the trick. I say, what is this wire stuff anyway?
Nobody really knows. You find it sometimes under the water. Not a blessed clue where it came from or what it's made from, but it's almost invisible. You don't know it's there until it's too late. It must be animal-made, but I can't imagine its purpose.
这是人类钓鱼的鱼线吧？应该是。
Well, you seem to be free now, old chap.
Thanks awfully. I'll be toddling off then. Blasted nuisance. I don't normally come this close to shore, but I was trying to keep away from a ship out at sea. Blasted thing nearly ran into me. Going like the clappers it was, trying to get through that storm.
How peculiar. Did you recognize the ship?
No, never seen it before. These waters are usually so quiet. They seem very keen to get here, but I don't think they managed it there. The storm was too severe. They're still out there off the coast now, as if they're waiting for something.
All seems a bit odd to me. What on earth would anyone want with this desolate little place?
Well, farewell then.
Goodbye, old chap.
他没有动机什么的，我等于还差那个一直没醒过来那个小动物的，什么来着？笔记啊，应该算是口供吧。看他醒没醒，还是没醒，
Well,
这
he
怎么
seems
办？
dead to the world.
Poor fellow, isn't
细线，那细线能和什么组合？没有了吧？
Where we met, where we... have reservations. No. Perhaps we could discuss your family. Do you know much about how your parents met or where they were married?
Not a great deal, I'm afraid. I know they met on one of my father's expeditions in Africa, but not much beyond that.
What about their wedding or your own birth?
I can't help you, Lord Winklebottom. They moved around so much, you see, and had so many stories.
Thank you, miss. Farewell, Miss Guilford. Any ideas?
There are still a few gaps in the old note.
非洲。
Thank you, sir.
他只知道非洲相遇啊，非洲相遇，非洲看看地图去。是在这里，不是这里，不是这里。这是非洲。
A photograph of Gilfrey and Ethelbert are getting married. A photograph of... You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all...
There
is apparently a safe behind this painting, but I can't see any way to get to it.
Got to be some way to get it open. So
Ah, this chap is Lord Malcolm Schmidt. I've met him in the house a number of times. A great speaker, although I'm not sure all of it makes a good deal of sense.
looks most.
Generally, yes, though not so much when... Thank you, I'm really not... This trunk is full of various knickknacks, trinkets, old tools, and so on. Any idea?
There are still a few gaps.
Madam? You knew Ethelberta quite well, I believe.
Oh, yes. She was a dear, dear friend to me.
I wonder, do you know anything about the circumstances of their matrimony?
Alas, I was unable to attend their wedding as I was on a 2-year-long spiritual retreat. I left shortly after their engagement. I'm not even sure where they wed in the end. They travelled the globe together, so could have been anywhere.
Do you know where they were when they got engaged?
Oh, indeed I do. It was on one of their expeditions somewhere in South America. She was so excited. Such a sad end. If I take one comfort from all this, it's that at least they are together again, and on a very great new adventure.
南美洲，一个非洲，一个南美洲。
Thank you for your time, madam. Farewell, Dame C. This painting is called... Any ideas, old thing?
There are still a few gaps in the old notebook.
还有没写的地方？我去！我每次都要看一眼它。
Thank you, Miss. Thank you. Reverend, could we talk about the incident? I wonder if we could discuss what you were doing last night.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Well, we found your prayer book on the stairs to the attic, the same attic where Ambrose disturbed someone and got himself shut in.
You can't think I would do such a thing. I'm an animal of God, Winklebottom. I would never...
And yet, we found something up there that was of great interest to you, as you know.
All right, I admit I was trying to find that wretched machine. I thought I could destroy it and save my good name, but I heard somebody coming up the hall stairs, so I darted out of there and hid in the study. I suppose I dropped my book then.
So you never actually went into the attic?
No, I swear I didn't, and I certainly didn't harm poor Aristotle.
Thank you, Reverend. That'll be all for now. Well, goodbye for now, Reverend.
God be with.
Hold on a moment, Frumple. Let's take stock. I'm rather afraid we're not getting anywhere with this investigation.
Does seem like a bit of a tricky one even for you. We have plenty of suspects, but little proof.
对，大多数动物都有那个嫌疑，但
Quite.
是
We
决定
seem
性
to have
证
got
据都
everything
没
we
有。
can out of interrogating people. We're still no closer to knowing who did it. It's so infuriating.
Pity old Gilfrey didn't let you know in advance what his plans were. Might have given us a clue as to why someone was so intent on stopping him.
We just lost touch over the years. He was busy with research, me with my work, and now it's too late. I should have made more of an effort.
Steady on, old chap, you weren't to know. That's just how life is sometimes.
I just need to solve this case. Catch the fiend who murdered my friend.
I say, what if we could get the rotter to expose themselves somehow?
Yes, but how? Oh, but wait a moment. Yes, it could just work. Madame Lavinia, she's the key. If she could summon Gilfrey's spirit, he could name the murderer.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, old thing, but, well, that's a load of old tosh, isn't it? There's no such thing as ghosts and spirits. Honestly, Winklebottom, you confound me at times.
Of course we know it's nonsense, but the killer may not. If we can make it look authentic, a seance might cause the killer to reveal himself. If he thinks old Gilfrey's about to finger him, he'd have to escape, or else own up before he was accused.
So all we have to do is fake a seance and wait for the killer to react. Genius. Or insanity. Honestly, I'm not sure which.
Perhaps both, my friend. Right, we should talk to our friendly medium about this. Madam? Madam, we may have a need of your, talents to help us solve this case.
My talents? Whatever can you mean, Lord Winklebottom?
Witchcraft. Voodoo. Whatever it is you call it. You know, having a chinwag with fellows who have kicked the bucket.
You really must have a wonderful bedside manner, Frumple, but as my candid colleague suggests, we wish to have discourse with the deceased.
You mean a seance? Oh, I don't know. They are difficult to perform. I'm not sure that I have the strength or the ability come to that.
Please, madam, you must. This
其
may
实
be
就
our
是
only
我
chance to
们
catch the killer, and I think you
电
might
影
be
里，
surprised.
其实就是电影里经常说的通灵术啊。他说这个降神。
Very well, but I can't promise you'll get the answers you seek. We will need the others here to join paws with us. Let me know when you are ready.
Just so we know, what exactly will happen in this little shindig?
I will ask for 3 signs. First, a chill in the air, which will indicate a presence. Next, a ringing bell, so we know the spirit is here. Finally, a burst of flame as the spirit shows its power, so we know the connection is strong.
And that's all?
No, then the spirit must show itself to us. It will appear in the room.
Blimey, how are we going to arrange all that?
Thank you for your time, madam. I'm not going to open this. Large double windows look...
Not exactly the...
Madam? Well, madam...
Very well. Firstly, if the spirits are here, we should feel a chill in the room.
If I open this by hoof, everybody will see me. I need a way to invisibly open it from a distance.
The spirits see...
I'm not going to open... Now I should be able to open this window from a distance. If I attach the wire to the hand, then run it around here, I can make the chime ring from a distance. I'm really not sure. This will make quite a flash if it hits the fire. I'll attach a bit of wire to this envelope. That's all of the wire used up. Madam? Well, madam, we are ready.
Very well. You gather the others, and I'll prepare. Firstly, if the spirits are here, we should feel a chill in the room. Spirits, come to us now. Good, good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell so that we may know. Oh.
开始装山灯管啊
Good, good. Spirits, show us your power. Light up this room with flame. Oh. Good, good. Now, spirits, manifest your physical form. Show yourselves to us. Oh.
Let me just put this sheet over here.
I say, what on earth are you doing? I won't be able to see a thing out of that. Get away.
Let me just...
I say, what on earth...
The spirits.
看不见，那你要挖
I
个
don't
孔
wish
吗？
to ruin a perfectly good sheet, but
好吧，
needs
再来
must.
一次吧。
Madam? Well, madam, we...
Very well. First. Oh.
Madam?
Good.
Thank you for your time, madam.
Spirits. Good. Spirit.
There's no point. There's no point. There's no gunpowder left.
完了，又没火药了，这事儿呢？
We can't leave
走了。
during the sun.
The spirit.
这麻烦了，我们要先拿个信封，再装点火药去。这边哪边？不是这边。
Let's take...
火药在那个洞里了。
I'm going to take a...
Blimey, I'm going to keep my distance.
This seems unlikely. This will make quite a flash if it hits. Let's reattach this. Madam? Well, madam?
Very.
再来一次啊！
Firstly. Oh! Good. Oh. Good spirit. Oh.
Now from...
I mean, woo.
Good. Now. Oh.
Crumple is left. Crumple is lurking in the corner of the room. He doesn't approve of this sort of thing. In this light, you...
The spirits see.
完，弄太早了，我去，我疯了啊！
Let's take... I'm going to take a...
Blimey, I'm going to keep my distance for a bit.
This will make... Let's read... Madam? Well, madam?
Very. Firstly, if the spirits are here, we should feel a chill in the room. Spirits, come to us now. Good, good. Spirits, if you are with us, chime a bell so that we may know. Oh. Good, good. Spirits, show us your power. Light up this room with flame. Oh. Good, good. Now, spirits, manifest your physical form. Show yourselves to us. Oh.
Now, Frumble, it's your...
I mean, woo, I am a scary ghost, woo.
Good, good. It worked. The spirits are here. Tell us, spirit, do you have a message for us?
Oh, yes, I'll say.
And what is the message?
Well, I'm jolly cross about being killed and all that, and I'll tell you all who the blessed rotter is if they don't own up right this instant. And I'll probably haunt them for all time, too.
Does anybody in the circle wish to respond to the spirit?
没有人承认啊。
Oh, go on. Oh, well, I suppose I'll be off then. Goodbye.
Oh well, I suppose we are finished here. It seems the spirits were unable to help us. Such a pity. I really felt like there was a presence manifesting this time.
Hey.
Well, we did our best.
I was rather splendid, wasn't I?
As I say, we did our best. I must say I'm rather at a loss to know what to do now. If only the sounds had achieved something.
我们去墓地看一下。
Madam? Thank you for your time. Good grief, what the dickens is that?
Winklebottom, I don't like this. No, not one bit.
Steady on, old thing. It seems harmless. I wonder, could Madame Lavinia's seance have actually worked?
No, this is wrong, blasted. Unholy. I want no part of this.
I wonder, though, this is Ethelberta's grave. Could it possibly be? Greetings, madam?
No longer here. Just memories.
I shall be doing my best to wipe this horror from my own memory, that's for sure.
You, I take it, are a ghost? A spirit? Of Ethelberta?
I remember Ethelberta, but nothing more.
Seems like we might need to jog her memory if we're to get any sense from her.
I remember a flash, a child. Then I was blown here on the wind.
Typical. She missed out my bit.
Well then, madam.
Not much time now. I remember her.
Perhaps you remember this.
My dear Aristotle, how could I forget? We were wed in New York. How I missed him.
纽约重逢。
Perhaps you remember this?
Sweet Constance, how could I forget?
巴黎。
Born in Paris, such happy days.
I do believe we now have the information we need to crack the code. Farewell, Miss Gibb.
"他们是在非洲相遇，然后南美洲干什么？游玩是吧？然后美洲结婚，在法国巴黎吧，欧洲生的他们孩子。
By Jove, I think we've done it. Well, well, what do we have here?
Maybe now we'll find out what was going to happen here.
Well then, let's see what we have here.
I say, that skull is a bit strange. Never seen anything quite like it. Close to a primate skull, but not any species I know.
这不是人的头骨吗？
There are papers in here too. This must be what Price was looking for. Let's take...
Well, what have you found?
I'm afraid that a lot of the technical mumbo-jumbo is rather beyond me, but it would appear that this skull is the key to it all. He discovered it on one of his expeditions and has done a lot of work analysing it.
And he was planning to announce this discovery to the world.
Apparently so, but I'm not clear on why he thought it so important. I think he wanted help with the announcement or guidance, maybe. Hence inviting religious and spiritual representatives, a journalist, a popular entertainer, all people who could help him get a message out.
And we're rather popular public figures too, of course. But look, Winklebottom, I'm sure this is all very interesting, but it doesn't help us with the question of who bumped off the poor chap.
You're quite right, as always, Frumple. I think perhaps we need to talk to all the suspects at once and solve this crime once and for all.
又得询问一遍所有动物。
You don't mean...
Yes, Frumple, let's gather the suspects together in the drawing room.
Oh, I do enjoy this part.
哎，这个鸽子醒了。
As you all know, my good friend Admiral Gilfrey died last night. After investigating his death, myself and Dr. Frumple have determined that it was no accident. Somebody wanted Gilfrey silenced, and they wanted it so badly that they'd resorted to murder.
And what's more, that person is in the room with us right now.
Yes, I think that was rather implied, Frumple. Now, all of you were invited here by Gilfrey, and several of you had ideas why that was so. All of you were wrong. Now, to recap. Yesterday, guests started arriving here. At some point, we don't know when, somebody dumped a large quantity of salt into Gilfrey's water supply, an action that ultimately led to his death.
Rotten way to go.
Now, as well as killing Gilfrey, it seems the criminal was also looking for something. They were searching the attic when they were disturbed by Ambrose, the butler. They ran and locked him in order to escape without anybody sounding the alarm.
现在是推理时间。
They escaped the house, briefly dropping the key to the cellar, which they'd also locked to hide their crime. Something must have gone wrong, though, as we know that nobody is missing, so they presumably returned here after failing to escape the island.
Well, go on then. Who was it?
Well, Frumple, that's the interesting question. I'm afraid that right now I don't know the answer. But let us examine the facts and discuss the subjects one at a time. Reverend Peabody, we know that you went up to the attic at one point, and we also know what you have been looking for up there. You have a secret, and you were terrified Gilfrey would reveal it.
But you can't mean... I didn't.
No, I think not. So what about Beryl? You've worked for Gilfrey for years, but felt hurt that he didn't reciprocate the feelings you had for him. Perhaps you finally snapped and decided that if you couldn't have him, nobody could.
Oh, my lord! I never...
No? Well then, let's turn to Sir Winslet. You believe that Gilfrey didn't approve of you. In point of fact, you were wrong about that, and the reason you're here is that he valued you as a journalist and wanted you to help with his announcement.
Oh, I see.
Plus, of course, there's the matter of the inheritance. You are not a rich cat, but Constance is now a very wealthy lady. With the supposed impediment to your union out of the way, your money woes are over.
Now, come on, old thing, be serious.
Very well, let's move on. To Dame Celia. With the narcissism typical of members of the acting profession, you actually believe that Gilfrey invited everybody here to reveal your closely guarded secret. Is this enough of a reason for you to kill?
Will you stop going on about my bill, young man? There's nothing in it.
他耳朵好了吗？
Stupid bat left the trumpet in the other room.
Well, no matter. We still have other suspects, such as Madame Lavinia.
No, you can't suspect me.
And why not? You believe, incorrectly as it turns out, that you are a fraud. Gilfrey, a rational chap, might want to expose this to the world. Maybe fearing this, you took matters into your own hooves.
But
I'm not finished yet. We still have Miss Price to consider.
Of course, you'd forget about me until the end.
You worked with Gilfrey, helped him with his research. Maybe you feared he would take all the credit for your work. After all, he took your notes and papers. Perhaps a lifetime of being underappreciated boiled over and you did away with him.
Perhaps. Is that what you really think, Mr. Winklebottom?
No, probably not. However, that is just about everybody, except for Mr. Spode here. I suppose there could be something we don't know about Gilfrey's legal matters that could give you a motive.
Could be, old boy, but there isn't.
No, Spode has been Gilfrey's solicitor for years. Hard to imagine him suddenly developing a sudden desire to murder him.
So what now? Who did it?
Who's the killer? I'll tell you. Right now, the killer. The killer is...
谁呀？
I don't know. Blast, I was rather hoping they might be gracious enough to expose themselves at this point.
Oh, bugger. So what now? More questioning?
Well, I...
Actually, sir, if you don't mind, I have a question for you.
Culver, glad to see you back in the land of the living. What is it?
Well, sir, I was just wondering why you keep referring to this fellow as Spode.
Because that's who he is, Spode of Spode and Flabbernacle Solicitors.
No, he isn't. Look, sir, I spend a lot of time in court giving evidence and what have you. I know Spode, both of them in fact, and this chap isn't him.
啊？
Damn your eyes. Price, follow me now.
Good night, everyone.
Damn it, the lights are out. Somebody, stop them.